Coming up on this episode of Iowa Life, we'll find out how young people in the deaf and hard of hearing community share their love of baseball.
Even though you do have this impairment, that it doesn't have to stop you.
We'll take a peek under the surface of a high school synchronized swimming club.
I love it. Being in the water is just fun, and it's a great group of girls.
And we'll meet a Des Moines handyman who shares his love of mini bikes.
It's always fun with the mini bike crew. We always have a fun time. We laugh. We're a big family.
It's all coming up next on Iowa Life.
Funding for Iowa Life is provided by
The Pella Roll Screen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.
and by the Laney Grimm Fund for Inclusive Programming at the Iowa PBS Foundation.
Hi, I'm Charity Nebbe, and this is Iowa Life. Baseball holds a special place in the hearts of many Americans. It is an inextricable part of our culture. After all, it is the only sport known as our national pastime. Now, for some of us, baseball is just a spectator sport. It's a way to while away long summer days. For others, it's more. It's a way to connect to our shared history. It's an opportunity to learn teamwork and perseverance. For Dylan Heyer, it's a way to give back to his community.
First base, second base, shortstop, third base, left field. Raise your hand.
We're here today at the Iowa Baseball Camp for the Deaf. We're here all week. We have the camp every morning for children who are deaf and hard of hearing, age 7 to 14. From all over the Midwest. It's an opportunity for them to not only play baseball, but socialize. It's a fully inclusive environment for deaf and hard of hearing kids.
Nice job, nice speed. Looking good, looking good. We're looking good, guys. The first thing we're gonna work on is our catching and our throwing, okay? So my first rule is going to be, there is absolutely no throwing the ball unless the person you're throwing to is making eye contact with you.
When I was little, I was involved with a baseball camp for the deaf. The camp was smaller, but it was so much fun. I have such fond memories of the time. There were other deaf kids there. I could identify with all of them, other individuals that signed. It was so exciting to be with people like me. It was a part of who I am today. I don't have to experience any of those barriers. It's just nice to be outside, be my true self.
After he graduated high school and went on to college, the camp kind of died out, and when he came back, he revitalized it.
He came to me and he just said, you know, Mom, he goes, I think I would really like to try and do the baseball camp again. And he goes, I am deaf. I know, with deaf culture, that this is really needed. Dylan organized with the interpreters through the Des Moines Public Schools and interpreters in the community. We got the coaches back. We got the volunteers out there. So yeah, we rebooted it in 2015.
The new camp is a lot larger, a lot more volunteers. It's been great having so many interpreters now and so much help.
There we go, there we go. Bend those knees now, bend those knees, get down, there you go.
I have interpreted for a number of these kids or known them just being in the same district as them. I volunteered for one day to come down. And then a friend of mine who's also an interpreter and I went to the Iowa Cubs game with the camp, and she saw me explaining baseball stuff to the deaf kids, and she saw Dylan running around doing all of his baseball stuff with the kids, and sort of thought to herself, and ever since then, I have been interpreting at camp every single day. It really is a family affair. We're all here all week. and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Catching a couple fly balls.
We have a range of hard of hearing to deaf kids, so not even all the kids sign, but we have volunteers and interpreters and coaches that know how to work with that whole range.
Done, well done. Here we go.
Some of them have never thrown a baseball or never swung a bat before.
Here's a player.
Their eye-hand coordination is amazing. Because they're paying attention, they learn very fast. These kids have phenomenal attention spans.
My favorite part about baseball camp is that I get to meet other people with my same symptoms, and I get to meet a lot of new friends. I'm not the only one that has hearing aids. It does really make me feel more included.
I really like the community here because it kind of just shows you that you're not alone, and that even though you do have this impairment, that it doesn't have to stop you. It doesn't have to be a big thing unless you make it a big thing.
We get to play baseball, and we get to sign up, and we get to meet a lot of new friends. I go to public school. I don't go to, deaf school. So I just hang out with my regular friends. But here it feels like, deaf school, and it's fun.
Growing up, they're often isolated in mainstream schools or even within their own family because they aren't able to communicate. And so they don't have a sense of who they are. When they come to camp and they see, wow, there are a lot of other deaf peers here, and it helps them find out who they are to identify with these other kids. Some of them use their voice, some don't sign too much, but they're meeting other kids that do, and they're just sort of immersed in the deaf community here, and they become, proud of who they are, proud of being deaf, proud of deaf culture.
You can see the kids, they kind of start buddying up after the first and second day, and they're making new friends. They're kind of timid and shy at first maybe, but then it's like, oh wow, everybody's like us. And it's just heartwarming to see the friendships that are made.
It's been such a rewarding experience seeing the kids grow, seeing their faces when they have success, and their high fives and their smiles, and just the joy that they have in being able to come out and play and run around the field and hit a ball and throw a ball.
Good kid, good kid, good kid, good kid.
It's fairly uncommon outside of school sports that a kid is going to have a sign language interpreter. If it's a school-sponsored sporting event, it'll be in that child's IEP that they will have an interpreter present, so they will have an interpreter for those sports. But playing Little League or community leagues or other organizations that put together sporting events generally don't provide interpreters, and sometimes it's just a financial thing that they don't have the funds to provide interpreting. In rural parts of the state, there's not interpreters available, even if they had the money to get someone. There are so many deaf children that are struggling because when they try to use sign, their families want them to speak or use a cochlear implant. But showing them that we're here, we're signing, it's important. It's so much easier to communicate and have access that way. And it's fine if you want to speak and use your voice, if that's one way that you can communicate. But communicating in sign is such an important part of deaf culture. It's our language.
Also representing the Iowa Baseball Camp for the Deaf, please welcome Skyler.
It's a huge deal for the deaf community because the deaf community is going to be celebrated at the game. The Iowa Cubs team are going to be wearing special jerseys honoring this celebration of the deaf community.
They've always gone to an iCubs game during the week of camp, but this is the first year that the iCubs have really expanded that to be Deaf Culture Night.
And people from all over the state of Iowa who attend will have some exposure to the deaf community and to support the Cubs as well. Camp is everything to me and more, and hopefully it is for these young people as well.
Synchronized swimming has been an official Olympic event since 1984. Girls at Roosevelt High School in Des Moines, however, have participated in the sport for much longer.
We're a club, but it is as much a sport as anything else.
I think people think that we're just kind of like floating around in the water, but you genuinely use every single muscle.
I just like to think of myself as a fish, really.
I was doing like an interview prep and someone was like, name one fun fact about yourself. And everyone's like, oh, I have 4 cats. I'm like, I do synchronized swimming. And everyone's like, whoa, like in the water?
Sunshine, 2, 3, 4. Okay, come on, right. I love it. Being in the water is just fun and it's a great group of girls.
Honestly, being able to say that you are a synchronized swimmer, that's something that not many people can say because not many schools have that.
Sharks is the nation's longest running synchronized swim club. We have been a part of the Roosevelt community since 1926. It started kind of as a promoting swimming organization, and then synchronized swimming became something that was part of the national consciousness. There were a lot of films that had synchronized swimming, and Sharks turned into this really cool organization where they could do this sort of water ballet and put on a great show for the community.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. We're entirely student-led, which basically just means that all of the routines are taught and choreographed by students. Right, left, right, swish, sail, valet, pin under. Okay, next formation. We do try to keep it light and fun because Sharks is supposed to be fun, but it is sometimes awkward being like, hey, I know we're really close and we're friends, but you have to stop talking. Can everybody lay out, please? And stay there.
Whenever you're swinging, it's this arm. It's the arm. Always go towards the middle.
Swing, back, front, up. Do these every day until pageant. Can we do all of that? Look at your lines underwater.
The amount of work that it takes to put on this show or to do synchronized swimming at all is unbelievable.
Oh, that looked good.
The amount of time you're under the water holding your breath, the amount of strength it takes to do a ballet leg and hold your leg out of the water while staying afloat is really incredible.
We can't hear the music underwater, which is awesome. You also have to be looking around and watching when there's formation changes to make sure you're going the right way, you're not running into anyone, or you're not going to get kicked by a foot.
1, 2, 3, ballet. To tub.
Also lifts, those are a big challenge. There's a base, and then there's feet, a back, and then ankles, and then the flyer on top of the base, and you have to all work together to push at the same time, so your lift goes up and down.
They have such a good time. It's their chance to lead a group, and they get a lot of leadership experience, but they have a lot of fun doing it. The sense of sisterhood in the group is really strong.
I love coming to practice. I get excited. I'm like, ugh, I have to go to math and physics. And then I'm like, oh, but then I get to go to practice after this, and it's really fun, and I enjoy it.
Sharks is something that's so unique. Looking back these past 4 years, I just couldn't be more grateful for like what I've learned and how to interact with people. It's honestly been the best 4 years of my life.
That is so cute. Isn't it?
The nerves don't really hit you until right before, when you're like standing in the doorway and you can see the crowd and you hear them cheering and you're just like, you're about to run down, you're just like.
Let's hear it for your seniors!
Pageant is a show that we work towards all season long. It's our one show to show the community what we've been working on all season. We don't compete, so it's something that we put all of our energy to.
I love pageant because I get to share what I love with other people, and I get to like show it to them and be like, look, we've been working super hard and like we did it.
That's something that's really hard about being student-led, is you're always wondering, like, my friends are going to see this, my classmates, my peers, what are they gonna think?
It's really rewarding, and it's really fun to perform in front of a lot of people.
I can't even like hold myself from smiling when I'm in the water. It's like so hard. It's like an atmosphere I've never felt before.
I think as great as pageant is, as wonderful as it is to see the alumni, to see the kids cheering, I think the most important thing for Sharks, for me, is knowing these girls will have these memories forever. These girls have so much fun together, and they really lift each other up, which in high school is so necessary and so important. And it's just a joy for me to see, and I hope more people will come to see our pageant and see how amazing these girls are for the sport, for the school, and for each other.
They call him Flying Ryan. This Des Moines man has dedicated himself to building a world where he and his friends can go all out with skateboards and mini bikes. But at the same time, he's building community.
Let's go!
So a mini bike basically has a pole start motor on it, so you have to pull it to start it. They have big fat tires on them usually. The fat tires are good for like mud and stuff. Like this one behind me, I can pretty much take it anywhere really. Some of them are like older frames that they made back in like the 70s and 80s. Some are worth like a lot of money. Some are just like you can get just for cheap, just to build something quick. It gets crazy after a while. You can spend a lot of money on one. Started skating when I was a little kid, probably like 7 years old. I know it sounds weird, but we go to church, and on the way to church, there's like this street where like a bunch of guys were like always skateboarding, and they had ramps set up and tires and a banjo string. And they gave me a board, and then like I had my first like pro board and put it together and just started skating from then. I'm just going to make some more space in between the torque converter and the mounting plate, just because the chain is a little close on the back plate. Mini bikes came in the picture probably like 7 years ago. Yeah, I got one. I bought it like an hour from here. It was like on fire, cleaned it all up, like painted it, made a new seat, put a Predator 212 in it, and then just like took off from there. There we go. I built a few mini bikes, some go-karts, little trikes, building a smoker right now, a few little motorcycles, and just like some odd and end stuff here. Like I'm more of a, if I see it, like I can pretty much do it, I feel like. A lot of people like to get into them because it's not really too crazy to work on, you know. You found like a frame, you know, and put a motor in it, and you found parts for it, you could probably spend about like $400 or $500. So this is called Helter Shelter. It is a indoor private skate park. It's just a big building where I have my shop and some concerts, some art shows, some mini bike racing. I made some things happen and started having my own race series and like lots of people riding mini bikes, building them for people and getting more people into it. But there's like 10 of us that helped build that park out there. Yeah, we built every single one that we've had. Nothing's too crazy here, but we just have like a few corners that are a little tricky. I like jumps, and growing up riding these and stuff all the time, It just makes it so much funner, and there's corners, there's different turns, you got sweeper corners, and you don't need to have all this stuff, but it just makes it look like more like a racetrack. I just like to make it look cool.
This is an old 1969 little Indian mini bike. Yeah, full start my heart.
We're here for the Helter Skelter's 50th anniversary and also Flying Ryan's birthday. We have skateboarding contests. I believe there's like something going on with a grinding situation over there where if you make it all, you get half of the grinding pole. And then we have a big mini bike race coming up.
It's a pretty much like an all-day deal, basically. You got kids class, stock class, fat tire class, like the pro class. I got like 60-year-old people that race them. Actually, the class that is fun to watch, the women's class, we're getting so many more of them, and like they're battling just as hard as the guys are.
I would say that that's new. Not feeling too hot about that thing right there. I usually fall over here a lot. I'm pretty sure those are 2 Christmas trees, I'm not gonna lie. They look pretty fake to me. But for the most part, it should be fun.
I mean, sometimes, you know, bumping's racing, you know what I'm saying? So like, you can throw an elbow in there, maybe a foot, or, you know, if you can nudge him out of the corner or something like that, then yeah, it's all fun. Yeah, everybody's just so happy. You can be out there battling, but as soon as the race is over, you're back to being friends. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, I think it's a good scene right now. It's always fun with the mini bike crew. We always have a fun time. We laugh. We're a big family, so.
I just like to see people happy, have a good time, and someone who hasn't seen it and they're seeing it for the first time, like look on their face, and or they come up and talk to you about it. Everybody's just happy, running around, just talking, racing, chilling. I like the racing. I get pretty competitive, I'll tell you that.
All right, let's get all the mini bikes up there.
But like right now, it's just been basically like announcing a lot of the events.
He opened up a big gap.
You know, get the crowd going and, you know, just have a good time and get more people to come back out next time. When we'll get people to talk about it, they were like, man, I really want to come out and check out one of these races. I need to get a bike. You guys keep watching, you guys have all this fun, and man, you know, and it's like, yeah, anybody can do it. Just get one and come out and have fun. Once they ride it, they're like hooked. It's like, it's big everywhere. It's really big in like California and Florida. What they do mostly like drag racing is what they're really big into. You got people like to collect them, you got people like to build them up and rip them. But here in Iowa, we're just trying to like get it going, get it, you know, even better and bigger, and it's growing every day.
That's it for this week. Thank you for joining me as we experience the joy of sharing our favorite activities with others. I'm Charity Nebbe. See you next time for more Iowa Life.
Funding for Iowa Life is provided by
The Pella Roll Screen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.
and by the Laney Grimm Fund for Inclusive Programming at the Iowa PBS Foundation.